right, good morning. Thursday, May 20th. We're going to go look at the S&P 500. And just want to make sure you know you can find the risk disclosure members.daytradelikeapro.com risk disclosure. Also, links are all over our YouTube page, and that's for a reason so that you can understand the risk of trading futures and really anything that you're trading with a margin, anything you're trading without a margin, still risky, but trading with a margin is even riskier. I saw a report that 775,000 traders, crypto traders, had received a margin call. Something around $8.6 billion in crypto on the sell-off that happened yesterday. So, pretty wild day in the crypto world yesterday. Let's call that a liquidity grab for sure. Big money wants in. How do you get in? You take it from the little players. So that's why here we want to make sure we're trading with the big money. So if you remember yesterday, we had the target, we said 1375, but we said 1550 was really the target. Just 1375 could hold it up a bit. It did hold it up a bit. It ended up being the high of the day yesterday to the tick. And then in Globex, they did come up here, tag 14 quarter, still not high enough. And then ended up coming all the way down here. Now the low right here was 84.5. And if you remember yesterday, we had that CP at 84.75. So they came all the way back to the CP, held within a tick. And then it was really sort of off to the races from there. So since then, they definitely achieved that 1550 and they broke out. So let's look at what that does for us for today. So what you see highlighted on my chart, these are different supply and demand zones. I've used it, some version of that strategy for quite some time. And if you look right here, what I have drawn in, this is off of a 4-hour chart and started here at 14. And if you look at it here, it goes to 23. We have the KP at 23.75. So that's something that you're going to just want to keep an eye on this. Supposed to get 23.75. So bigger picture, let me tell you what is supposed to happen here. In the bigger picture here, we're supposed to get this bigger move up to 34. Let me make sure I'm telling you the right price. So 34.5, but we obviously have this CP here at 32.75, and then above 34.5, we really need to keep an eye on 35 and then 35.50. But if they were to take all of that out, so I'm just telling you if that all got taken out, and really, this is not really any kind of a breakout level, this 23.75, but generally speaking, if they trade above this supply zone, it really opens things up, and you'll see what I'm talking about, because the next area of supply that I have marked off, at least from any kind of major time frame, is way up here at 51.50. So it really does open the door, but we need to take it. It's just one step at a time. That's really far away. I'm not sure that's realistic to get all in one day right now, given this market. I mean, it's not impossible, but let's just take it one step at a time. If they were to take out 35.50, then definitely starts to change the picture of what could happen here, okay? So if we come back over here, let's go look at any kind of a But, you know, the first things first, got to take out 2375 to open up the door for this CP, and then 3450 and so forth and so on. Okay, so for a pullback, it's a little tricky, not super straightforward. I'm going to try and just talk about what I think is the most important stuff, but I'm not a wizard and I don't know the future, so I don't know for sure what's going to get used on a pullback and what's not. So I don't try to pretend like I know. Okay, so first things first, I mean, we had 1550, 14.75. That's there. It's really aggressive. It's by far the most aggressive entry we would take into a move like this. So that would be up to you in something like that. And it doesn't get really a whole lot easier because right below that we have the CP at 13. So not really fantastic either. And then also not really fantastic because we have right below this, we have 1175 and then we have 1075. And so I'm just telling you what's there. So between that 1550 to 1075, there's a lot going on. All right. If they were to take that out and keep coming down a little bit deeper, this 0575, maybe 06 quarter, but 0575, so one of those two. Ideally that would hold, you know, in a really ideal scenario that would likely, we would want that to hold. If that doesn't hold, then we'll likely see a bit of a deeper pullback. You can see we have the key turns right here. That's 4100. This little, what I would call a little demand area right here. So that's kind of interesting. This is a demand zone that I had drawn in on a larger time frame. You can see they came back in here overnight. Obviously, we talked about that. So a couple of things. The top of this, we had 96.75 today, so that's still, or yesterday, sorry. So I'd still say that's a factor here today. And then below that, we have this CP at 9150. And then we have 87 3/4. That'll be something to pay attention to. But below that, it's really not great, but just for, I mean, really, we probably don't want to take out this CP by much. But anyway, just to be sure, the breakdown level would be this 70, it would be 78.75. And we could give that to the bottom of this demand zone at 78 quarter. But really can't take that, can't even really take this out by a tick. For sure can't take it out by 2 ticks. If that were to happen, it would start to open the door. I mean, this is a mess, but this could have already played out yesterday. So if that were to happen, we should get back to 69, let's say 69.75 just in front of the CP. And then even 60.75. And then if they take that out, we had that, remember, so yesterday we had 59 quarter. And so pay attention to that here. If they take this out, 59 quarter, a more significant break this time. And then 47.75. If that breaks, we are going to 4,022. Bigger picture. Okay, so there's some stuff along the way, but so I just kind of want to give you that. You know, that might be nothing that we're even looking at today, but just want to give you that so that you have that just in case. Okay. So I mean, basically, what we're really looking for, ideally, we want this area to hold. Maybe, you know, this could hold, and that could hold, but ideally this would hold. And then we don't really want to start breaking these levels down here. Might not come down here. So if you sit and you wait, who knows? You might not get it here. And that might be okay with you. That might be part of your trading plan. But it's a little trickier up here. Supposed to get 23.75. Watch that 23 area. And I gave you the scenario for higher. So I don't know how to outline it a whole lot better than that. So hopefully that's helpful. And that gives you a, you know, you can make a plan and go from there. of what you're going to do. And hopefully that is, useful for you during the morning. And again, what we're going over here, this is my opinion about something. It's not, this is not investment advice. You should not be making investment decisions based on what I talk about in videos. You need to be educated and seek your own professional advice for whatever decisions you're making. But that's how we're outlining things, and we'll see how it all plays out. And I'll be back here as always doing a review video, and we'll see how things played out. And I'll see you here later today. Thanks for being on this morning. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you can do that now. You'll get notified when we go live. Okay, I'll see you in the review video today.